60-degree liquid-cooled V-twin, dual overhead cams, 4 valves per cylinder, hydraulic lash adjusters, variable valve timing, dual spark plugs, stressed member, nickel silicon carbide surface galvanic cylinder coating, whatever that is, forged aluminum pistons, and a whole bunch of magnesium parts. Hang on, let me check that badge again. Yes, it does say Harley Davidson. And there are 3 more of these to come? What will they look like? Stay tuned. And if you're enjoying the content, consider subscribing, liking the video, and following us on Instagram. This ain't like any other Harley out there, certainly not mine. To be fair, Harley has been playing with this type of motor for a while. There was the Revolution in the V-Rod, the Revolution X powering the street models, and now the Revolution Max in the Pan America. And truly, by all accounts, they got the Revolution Max right. Powerful, torquey, low maintenance, and hopefully reliable. We'll see. And now, according to Rider Magazine, the company is saying that this engine will come in 4 displacements, between 500 and 1250cc. We already knew of the 1250, that's in the Pan America and the upcoming Custom. The 975 was supposed to power the defunct Bronx, as well as a couple of concepts that were bandied about before the pandemic, the Flat Tracker and the Cafe Racer. But the smaller Revolution Max engines below that can only be replacements for the Revolution X-powered 500 and 750cc street models. And truly, these bikes were not well received by the Harley faithful or riders of other brands. The engines were bland, as were the bikes that the engines pushed around. The Street 500, for instance, couldn't hold a candle to Honda's Rebel 500, and the 750s were not much better. Neither impressively powerful nor very good looking, they resembled Harley knockoffs without the presence, sound, or feel of the real thing. Say what you want about the Sportster's shortcomings, it feels like a real hog. Now Harley has put their liquid-cooled motors in underwhelming chassis before. Remember the V-Rod? Neither the most comfortable or the best handling bike with a great engine. They should have built the Pan America around that motor 20 years ago. Better late than never, I guess. And I would implore Harley Davidson not to repeat past mistakes with the smaller Revolution Max bikes. For the love of all that is Harley, do not put these motors in new street models. Let sleeping streets lie. If I never see another street, fine with me. So what should Harley do with their 3 smaller displacements? The 975 may end up powering a new Sportster replacement, and hopefully a Cafe Racer, and my favorite, a Flat Tracker 975. The 500 and 750 will end up in lower cost entry-level motorcycles, which doesn't mean that they have to be as lame as the streets. Ducati has taken their old 800cc air-cooled V-twins and built a very popular and well-selling scrambler line around them. These bikes are good-looking and well-functioning and relatively inexpensive by Ducati standards. Thank you Ducati for proving that less expensive does not have to mean lame. The Scramblers have been a hit for Ducati, and upcoming smaller bikes can be the same for Harley. But what bikes should they be? 2 words: not cruisers. Cruisers are declining in popularity, especially among young riders looking for cool entry-level bikes. Companies like Ducati, Royal Enfield, and Triumph have tapped into the lower cc market by offering standards, scramblers, and cafe racers. Bikes that look cool and retro but are not trying to be your grandpa's softail. And so Harley needs a bike like this, built around a 750cc Revolution Max motor that will excite younger riders. And fortunately, they sort of already have it. And heritage? It has plenty of heritage. The XR750 was the winningest racing motorcycle of all time. Road, dirt track, hill climb, endurance, you name it, the XR750 won it. It was also the bike used by Evel Knievel in his stunts. Harley did build a couple of high-performance Sportsters, the XR1000 and the XR1200, neither of which sold well because the timing of their launches was off. The 1000 came too long after the XR750's heyday, and the 1200 came right during the recession caused by the subprime mortgage crisis. Those were the days where Harley was still successfully selling cruisers to a market that wasn't rapidly aging out of riding. Since then, the XR has been replaced by the XG750 as Harley's flat track racer, a bike powered by the Revolution X motor from the Street 750. Why Harley didn't offer a street-legal version of this bike to the public instead of the Street 750, I'll never understand. And no, the Street Rod wasn't it. It was too big and cumbersome. But it's never too late. With the Pan America, Harley Davidson has proven that they can compete on high tech with other global leaders. And if you're going to counteract the receding sales of your cruisers by expanding to the lucrative adventure market, why not also try to take some of those entry-level sales away from Ducati, Royal Enfield, and Triumph? If Harley plans on having lower displacement bikes anyway, why not, I don't know, make them good? What should Harley Davidson do with the 750cc Revolution Max? Build an XR750 style street legal flat tracker, something along the lines of an Indian FTR 1200, but smaller, lighter, more affordable, and with proper ergonomics, not like the street rod. Make a bike that looks cool, performs on par with the Ducati Scrambler Icon, and uses a smaller version of the Pan America engine with its low maintenance innovations. And bonus, you can still play up the heritage angle by harkening back to the XR750's rich history. Such a bike would give Ducati a run for its money and eat into some of those impressive Royal Enfield 650 sales. It would also bring younger people to the brand. Imagine this bike in place of a Street 750. No comparison. In 2015, Ducati built a punchy retro bike that looked to their past and was relatively reasonably priced. That bike sold so well, it has now become a sub-brand within the company and expanded to 12 models. This is relatively easy to replicate. You don't need groundbreaking tech, just a pretty design and a good ad campaign. So will the motor company learn from its past mistakes? It seems that until the Pan America came along, its liquid-cooled bikes were an afterthought. Who needs liquid-cooled motorcycles when we're selling out of touring and softail models every year? Well, those sales, while still relatively high, are on the downslope. And young urban folks, who make up the majority of young folks, are not flocking to HD dealerships. There's nothing there that interests them, so give them a reason to go. If Harley is going to have a 500 and a 750cc motor, what bikes do you think should be built around them? I'm hereby starting the campaign to bring back the XR750. Not a Sportster style like an XR or a street with weird ergos, an actual new, light, simple, and inexpensive street bike that can tear around on a twisty or even a gravel road or zip nimbly through urban traffic. It's the motorcycle that Harley needs and that young riders deserve. Make it look cool and perform decently and they will come. The customers, that is. If you'd like to see such a bike, send this video to your local Harley dealer or exec to show them there's a demand. And if you enjoyed this video, show your support by liking it and subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching and ride safe. If you're interested in any of the gear that Brooke and I wear or use, or the camera equipment we use to film this channel, the links are below. Everything listed there was bought with our own money and we are not sponsored by any company. However, the links below are affiliate links and the channel is paid a small amount for referring you to shop at no additional cost to you. We do not recommend any products that we are not satisfied with ourselves, but we do strongly urge you to do your research and select the correct size for items like helmets and clothing. As always, thanks for watching, your support is greatly appreciated. Please hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and leave a comment below. And whatever you ride, enjoy it. Wave at other bikers no matter what they're riding. We're all part of a brotherhood and sisterhood. Keep the rubber side down, shiny side up, and may the spokes be with you.